Not that. So we've tried one of each. Let me put that there. It's not that. Not that. Not that. So I'm gonna switch that over. Wait. No, it's not. I'm not brute forcing this. So that gives us the wrong answer. But I don't know what the game wants. What am I missing? What am I missing? Because these clues... The game wants me to investigate the bracelet still. Do I still have to research? Wait a minute. What is happening? Have I not finished the research? I thought I had. No, I had, because the thing is no longer highlighted in my book. Did the game glitch? It's solid gold. The artifacts are meant to be solid gold. Am I supposed to test the one I have to see if it's solid gold? No, but there's no icons on any of these things. So there's nothing to examine there. There's nothing to examine there. Toby?
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
We can't use Toby with the bracelet. I don't know what the game wants from me. I don't know what the game wants from me. I don't... Do I need a disguise? Bandit outfit. Farmer outfit. Morning gown. Sailor outfit. Unbuttoned shirt. Casual suit. No, the other stuff is locked. I can't disguise myself. As far as I can tell, I've clicked on everything.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
As far as I can tell, I have clicked on everything there is to click on. But the book still says that I should investigate the bracelet, which I don't really understand what that means. Adventure game problems. Alright, let me just go through one more time, and then I'll look at a walkthrough. Because this seems like a mistake with the game.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. So that is green. Green means we've seen everything.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad? Isn't he guilty of murder?
No, well maybe, but there's more. There's 3 shots and there's only 2 bullets fired from the gun. There's nothing in the morgue, right? Why would there be anything in the morgue? There's nothing in the morgue.
Tell old Wiggins that'll be.
Mr. Holmes?
The last thing we got was the thick hair. The thick hair from the jacket. That's the last thing we've got. So it is the cop. Wait a minute. Dysentery at St. Adolphus Orphanage. Oh, that's terrible. They're orphans and they have dysentery.
Locked.
Alright, that's locked. Do I need to like look for a poster? For a circus? What is happening? What is happening? Are you still doing that?
Look here, lad. You'd better go home and start thinking about what a fine pickle your brother's landed himself in.
Ha! But he'll be free tonight, 'cause he's innocent.
Don't be daft, lad. It's a closed case.
They do that every single time. I don't know if that's significant. Every single time I walk in here, they're talking. So that's green. Can't do anything with them.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
That's green. Kid.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
Yes, I saw him. He's okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. The only place I haven't checked multiple times
Such a young man, and already a murderer.
is the attic. That's an exit. The attic? We go back to the attic? To do what? To find a giant hairy animal? What could possibly be here still? I can't even click on that anymore.
These shards of glass are from the
I can't even examine the window closely anymore. There's nothing left to click on. What? What? There's nothing there, right? That's an exit. That's a dead end. The pawn shop.
locked.
The pawn shop. The mirror?
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon's. Locked.
The mirror, the woman, the flowers. I don't know why she still got her flowers out in the middle of the night. The pawn shop? That's the only place we haven't checked again. What is even happening with this game? Case book. Five rams. Missing since 1885. Jailed thief. Can't we talk to Foley? Can't we find Vincent Foley and talk to him? Westgate Turner's contradiction. Antique bracelet, Turner's limp. Wouldn't it make sense to try to find Vincent Foley and talk to him? There's a pub, nothing going in the pub. Hey, have you seen anything going on in the pawn shop? No, you pawn shop? No? Yes? No? No. That's an exit, there's nothing else here. Shelves examined, nothing. Nothing. There's nothing, right? There's nothing. Nothing. A bear. The bear? It's not the bear. What on earth is missing? Counter? There's a thing on the counter? Wait, what? There's a thing on the counter.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
There's a thing on the counter? Are you serious? And there's not even a thing. We just clicked on it and then nothing happens. Necklace. Oh wait, we found the other one.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
And he tried to pawn it. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewellery with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Vercotti. Okay. Okay, we found this. Oh, are you serious? And it's on this side. You can't click on it from the other side. You can only click on it from this side. Okay, well, we found the thing. And of course, it's in the last place we look, right? It's literally in the very last place. We looked through all the other areas twice. Anyway. Jewels, long lost art, 2 victims. Burglary motive. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be a motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring's still missing. Which means what? Innocence. Other one. Circus acrobat. Now we have... Oh, seriously, vanishing it. The person who was seen only by Leighton Chapman escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. He was a skilled acrobat. The criminal took a gun from one of the dead bodies. Asked for Wiggins' help to find the circus. Why could we not ask him to find the circus before? Why do we need this to find the circus? Alright, I'm going back to the stupid street. Did I click on the wrong thing? Seriously, adventure games. Look, this game has been so good for so many chapters now. And then this chapter, we have a little bit of pixel hunting. Let's see if this is like the only blemish. I mean, the game has been pretty good. The game has been really good. And then there was this bit of pixel hunting. Like a third-person view in a small room, and then one thing that could be seen from only one position. That's the issue. Everything else is fine with this game. We're still doing this.
Mr. Constable, why did you become a constable?
Why? Because I wanted to serve Her Majesty, that's why.
Her Majesty.
And what about serving the people like us?
What? Your sort are the plague of London. Be quiet now.
Poor children are the plague. No, poor children are the symptom of the plague. Poor children aren't the problem. Anyway, do I need to explain? Do I need to explain? Poverty is a symptom of a problem in society. Poverty itself, well, it's a problem to be fixed, but it's not the poor people who are the problem.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Anything for you, Gov. We're going to the circus, people. And we're gonna find a large hairy animal at the circus. This animal is probably not a human being. Although a large hairy human being would also be interesting. It's bigger than a human, bigger than a horse, possibly an elephant, or a bear. Oh really? The next morning? Very early.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
Good job. Duval Bros. Greatest show on earth. The marvelous dancing elephant. Well, there's nothing marvelous about the dancing elephant, right? Because elephants don't dance naturally. In order to dance, the elephant has to be coerced into dancing by human beings. Although elephants, interestingly, elephants by nature are cooperative. Elephants are really nice. Like, elephants want to help you for some reason. The elephants, you might know that they live in groups. So they live in family groups. So elephants are accustomed to living with other intelligent creatures. And elephants are by nature, and they're also herbivores, right? So they don't hunt, they don't kill things. Whereas like human beings, we are intelligent, but we are omnivores, so we eat meat and plants. And so we have an instinct to kill things, to eat them, which makes us a little bit brutal. Whereas elephants are complete herbivores, so they're intelligent and they don't have this killing instinct. And they're social animals and they're intelligent, and so they're just really helpful and friendly. And so that's why people can train elephants to work. So elephants in Southeast Asia, for example, get trained to do construction work sometimes. And in both India and in Africa, they were trained to fight in war. But that's so elephants can be trained to fight in war, but they're not very good at it. And so quite often they would panic and they would just trample everything and try to run away from the combat because they're not predators, right? And so they're not used to fighting and killing. Even though they can learn to do it, they're not very good at it and they'll panic sometimes. So they're these panicky, helpful creatures. And so you can kind of train them to dance if you're nice to them. You can kind of, because they want to help you. And so if you tell them to do stuff, they will generally incline to do it for you. And they also don't hurt other animals. Like there are stories of elephants who would just refuse to do something. And then when their trainers try to figure out what it is, they would find like, for example, like one elephant, there's a story about an elephant who's helping to build a fence. And the elephant is taking these kind of fence posts and putting them in the ground, like these massive logs, and he's just kind of putting them in the ground, in holes that have been drilled in the ground. And at one point, the elephant just stops and just refuses to keep working. And so then the trainer looks in the hole, and there's a dog sleeping in the hole. And so they kind of chase the dog away, and then the elephant continued working. So the elephant, like, it's helpful, but it's also kind, and it won't hurt other creatures by its nature. So there is a chance that you can convince an elephant to dance for you without actually hurting it if you somehow convince the elephant that it's helping you by dancing. There are other stories too. You can look up stories of intelligent behavior by elephants, and it's very interesting. Anyway, let us continue.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
Right.